Good morning, good morning. It is Thursday again, and tomorrow's a public holiday. So if that means you are going to enjoy a long weekend, well, make the most of it. Enjoy every moment. Good morning. Today I am going to talk to you about the two saddest words in any language, and that is if only. I think I can say with certainty that we've all had an occasion where we have used them. If only I did that. If only I didn't do that. If only I didn't say that. If only I made a different choice. We've all been there. And how sad is that? And I think if we hold on to that regret or guilt, it sabotages this present moment and it sabotages our future, because we can get so caught up in that regret that we don't see opportunities before us. We let things slide and life becomes just a matter of existence. I think particularly in terms perhaps of failed relationships, where you tend to think, if only I were different, if only I acted differently, if only something didn't happen. But it did happen. You did act that way. You did make that choice. You did say what you said or didn't do. So how do we get over it? You know as well as I do that there are occasions when we act without thinking it through. We are human and we need to learn from that. So that is the first thing we have to do about our if-onlys, is unpack it a little bit and see what we learned from that situation. Because if we can look at every situation in our life, the good ones and the bad ones, and say, what did I learn from that? Then we can start moving to a place where we can say, it has added to my life. It has not taken away from my life. If I think in my personal life, where I've managed to survive incredibly difficult situations, and now can look back and not with bitterness, not with regret, not with hatred even, I want to say. I can now look back and say, I learned so much. Yes, it was hard. Yes, I had to dig deep. Yes, I had to overcome. But I learned my own strengths, my own resilience. I learned that I'm capable of surviving anything, whatever life throws at me. I can overcome, I can conquer. I learned about other people. I learned that other people aren't always perhaps what they come across as. And in future, you look a little bit behind that. You look behind the window dressing and you perhaps become a little bit more concerned and aware of other people's motivations before you wholeheartedly give or commit. Even in career situations, perhaps before you resign or before you accept a position, analyze it better, think about it more carefully and unpack that situation before you do something and say, if only I didn't resign because I had a tiff with so-and-so, or if only I didn't take that particular job because looking back, I knew there was something not quite right. So whatever the situation is, say to yourself, what have I learned? Because if we can look at that and say, it has added knowledge and understanding to my life, to the way I go through life, then you can put that if only away and say, I've learned, I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm better equipped, and I'm moving forward. Realize also, listeners, that guilt and regret is futile. It buys you nothing but misery and it eats you from the inside out like a cancer. To spend your days with guilt or regret is robbing you of the joy today holds, in the hope that tomorrow, next week, next year may be a bit better. So if you have done something wrong, go and apologize. If you can make the situation better, do it, and then move on. If you can't, accept it, learn from it, and move on. Put it away. Because if there is nothing more to be done, then it is pointless living with the guilt or the regret day in and day out. Next, I want to say, be honest with yourself and others. If we are honest and acknowledge our contribution to a situation that perhaps did not work out as we had hoped or planned, then we can say, well, I contributed this, and this. I have learned from it. Next time a similar situation arises, I will not act in a similar way, and my outcomes will be better. And as I said, if you need to go and apologize to someone for your contribution, then go and do it. If there's something you can do to ameliorate, make it better, make it less hurtful, make it less harmful, then do it. Own it, wear it, go and apologize, and move on. Because living with guilt is really a pointless exercise. If there's nothing to be done, move on. It is what it is. So when we do the right thing, listeners, when we are honest with ourselves, when we are honest with the people around us, life really does become a lot less complicated. We've all made mistakes, and we will make some more going forward, but hopefully not the same ones. Hopefully we will not repeat the same worn, well-trodden paths that we have done in the past, and that has brought us to this position, this situation where we are now. If we can sit back and look at the things that don't sit well with us, that has caused unhappiness, and we can learn from it. We cannot be responsible for other people's actions, but we can be responsible for how we react. And if you need to go and apologize, then do it. Do not wait for the other person or people to apologize. It is not about getting them to see the error of their ways. It's about you moving forward with your life, with or without their apology. If they can also apologize, great, then there is perhaps a foundation to start building on something new and fresh and better. But if they don't get hung up on that. So often I hear people say, yes, well, so-and-so need to apologize. And if they're not apologizing, well, then I'm not prepared to budge. And then you're all stuck in the same place, spinning your wheels in the same mud. If you had a contribution, be honest. Don't just stick with, it wasn't my fault, I didn't say or do it. Have an objective look and say, did I perhaps contribute to that situation? And if so, go and apologize. And leave it at that. The other person never apologizes, going on with their life, believing they were 100% right. That is their choice, and that is their right. So, when we can adopt this approach to difficult situations, when we can adopt this approach to things that have gone wrong in our lives, then we can move away from the if only, those sad words. And they say it's the club with the largest membership in the world, the if only club, because there are so many people who are stuck with the if only I did or if only I didn't, then things would be better, I would be better, my life would be better. Well, it did happen. Now, what can I do to make it right or to make it better, and then move on with my life? Learn and grow. Without difficult situations, we will not grow. We will not learn. And that is, after all, what we are here to do, to grow as individuals, to grow as human beings, to cultivate a better understanding of ourselves and of other people. And listeners, if you have young people around you, children, if they can see you handling difficult situations in this way, they will learn so much, and you will give them a life skill that will equip them with a strong foundation for their adult life. To not just fly off the handle and walk away and stomp your feet and have the tantrum and thinking that's okay and that has solved the situation, because it hasn't solved anything. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from things that have gone wrong. Make right what is in your power to make right, but let go of what isn't. I think I've used the analogy before that every day there's a doorway. The doorway opens for you. Just you can fit through it. Not your luggage, not your baggage, not your problems, not your regrets, not all that baggage you carry with you every day. So every day we get up and we have a chance to say, I'm leaving my baggage behind and I'm stepping through that doorway into a new, fresh day and opportunity. Or you can say, I'm staying behind. I cannot fit through the doorway because I am lugging all these issues with me. And that is when you are literally living in the past. When you are living and reliving what it is that is your problem, your issue, your challenge. You stay in that space of reliving it day in and day out. So perhaps for you, today can be the day where you say, I'm leaving it all here and I'm stepping through the doorway and I'm going to look with fresh eyes at a fresh day and at a bright new future. Or at the very least, a future that is slightly brighter than the one I was contemplating half an hour ago. So I hope you can find that wisdom in what we've chatted about this morning. I hope you can find the next step in your healing process, whatever it is you need to heal from. And as I say, rest assured that guilt and regret will buy you nothing. Absolutely nothing. It will hold you where you are. So lay it down, do what you can, learn from it, and then step through that doorway into a better future. I hope you have a wonderful day, an even better long weekend. Enjoy the weather, whatever it is. It certainly has been up and down. And listeners, please send us your requests. We are really interested in what concerns you, what perplexes you, and what you want to know more about. Have a great day.
The radio station you can't live without. This is your radio.
This is South Coast Radio.